Right. Imagine being mad at a parent when you were a child. You have nowhere to go. Is it easier to be mad now as an adult because you don't have to stick with her?
Maybe. I was like raised a lot by her parents. They didn't live here, but they lived in Las Vegas, Nevada, and they would come get me for like summers, every like Easter, vacation, whatever they could to like come out. And like looking back, they were obviously trying to keep me safe.
Right.
But I just thought they really liked me.
I mean, both.
Yeah, but I was like, now I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
They spent way more time with me than they did with my uncle's two boys. But also my uncle was like a neurologist and sober and like lived in Colorado with like his wife and his like beautiful little family, right? Everyone's dysfunctional, but like that was a lot more functional than this one.
Right.
You know, and so they spent like a lot of time with me, and now I'm like, oh, it wasn't just because I was your favorite. I don't even know if I really was your favorite, but you were just trying to keep me safe.
Right. They're like, we have to keep her alive.
Yeah. And so I never felt like I didn't have somewhere else to go. But I just like chose to stay with my parents because like my grandparents literally took me one time from my parents. They enrolled me in first grade out in Vegas. Like they were like, nope, we're taking her. Fuck you guys. You're not like suitable. And then like 3 months, not even 3 months, maybe like 2.5 months later, my parents just like showed up at my grandparents' door. Like they drove, they were like, nope, we're going to get our kid. And they came and they got me and they took me home and like pulled me out of school or whatever. So my grandparents at one point did try to take me, but I didn't know what was happening then. But I never felt like I didn't have somewhere else to go or like somewhere safe. I just like wanted to be with my parents.
Yeah. Genetically.
Yeah.
Well, that's why like I always tell people,
I liked my parents. Yeah. I never disliked my parents.
Well, and even, you know, just to go against the grain of like, these are the people that created me and they're not safe, that really fucks with kids. That's why working in protective services for the very short amount of time that I did, that was what made that job so hard, is that you're like, I need you to tell me that the people who you love the most, who created you and are your whole entire world, are doing the most, you know, insane things around you or to you, whichever it is, or both. And I'm 100% going to be able to provide you a safe place after you tell me these horrible things, right? And you're going to rat out the people you love the most.
Right.
There's literally nothing more opposite of, you know, what you could genetically ask a child to do. So even if subconsciously as a kid you're like, I know this is wrong and this isn't the way it should be, I cannot go against that until I get older, because then you have the space to say that wasn't okay and this isn't okay, and now I can still love you, but I can see the difference. I can see how I can love you and hate what you're doing. But as a child, you can't do that. You don't have the frontal lobe to be able to do it. You don't have the capacity. So that's why I was like wondering if part of it is that even though you did love them, you knew like, this isn't okay. This isn't what other kids are doing, or most other kids. Some kids are, but most other kids are not. But at the same time, all I know is that I love you and this is my home. And then now as an adult, you're like, that wasn't okay. And I don't like what you're doing now. And now I have the ability to say, you're pissing me the fuck off.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe. I could be wrong. It's happened once.
Okay. I mean, yes, I can definitely like see like that. I can like see the correlation. But she just does things now that I'm like, that she never used to do. And I'm like, like the other day, I have to share this. It's so funny. Okay. So I got her a dog for Christmas.
Right.
Because she,
along with your crackhead,
along with my crackhead, yeah, who Mike just shaved yesterday, and she looks like a goat. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, it's really bad. Have you, or were you there? I think you were, when my mom was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go home and cry myself to sleep because it's all lonely at my house or something," and I was like, "Fuck, oh my god." And she was like, "I really want a dog," and I think I had just bought the dog, and she didn't know. And she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go home and cry myself to sleep," and we were like, my God.
Like, get the dog right now.
I know. I was like, ooh, we just are going to fuck spaying her. You're going home with this one. So she is like, whatever. She's like obsessed with the dog. Great. And like, we bought her puppy pads. We got her like basically a whole puppy starter kit. Okay. Yeah. Puppy starter. At the same time that we got our dog. We got them like 2 days apart. And my dog took much longer to potty train than her dog did. Her dog is older, like by like 4 or 5 months. So it's easier to potty train her dog. Our dog sucks and like chewed everything up and peed everywhere, whatever. So it was like a whole thing. So Mocha, my dog, likes to wake up, likes to wake up at like 3 in the morning. That's the time she gets up, and then she has to go pee. And then she loves it outside. So it's summer. So we leave her outside, and she like has her own little house and all that. And then we let her in the morning if she wakes up. And sometimes she'll sleep through the night, and then we take her out in the morning, whatever. So we went out of town this weekend for my nurse's wedding. And I text my mom on Sunday, and I'm like, hey, how'd Mocha do last night? And she's like, oh, she was fine. She's up at 3:30 or whatever. So I let her out, and then I let her back in, and then we had to go back at 6:15. And she said something to the effect, and I read it out loud, and even Mike was like, what the fuck? She was like, it would be easier if she were, and she is totally potty trained. She's like, it would be easier if she was potty trained. I know that like if you had started sooner, like it would be easier, but I know that you guys didn't really have the time, and like I get that, but like, and I was like, did you just tell me that it would be easier if I had started sooner? And Mike was like, yes. Is she reading the text message? Like, can she say that about anything in her life? And I was like, I know. I was like, I can't. I have to throw the phone. We're not speaking right now. I was like, all I said was Milka is potty trained. Like, that's it. But the text message was like this long. And she was like, I get it. You're busy, but like, it would have just been easier if you, and I was like, I cannot continue to read this.
I think that's part of it too. It's like, you've healed some of your shit. And so when your mom hasn't, it's annoying. But also, it's like hearing some of the audacity, I guess, almost, where you're like, did you read this before you sent this to me? Like, did you have a moment with what you were going to say to me as a human, and also like a human who's working a lot and doing a lot of things, and like your biggest concern right now is my fucking dog. Right. Not peeing in the accurate way you feel she should pee. Correct. You're like, there's a lot of things I feel like you should do better too. Yes. So many things. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I see that. Trust me. I see it. Yeah. And that is, that is where the healing gets fucking real sticky. Because right, you can't expect your parents to be healed. But that's the other piece of it, is that because you can't expect them to be, or anybody really, but especially your parents, you can't expect them to heal in the way that you think they should, or at the level that you think they should. And can you accept them for just who they are and just where they are at? No. Then you're not fully healed. Okay. All right, everybody. See you later. Fuck off. Wow, that's so funny. Oh, that's great. This says... Rebecca's right. No, it doesn't say that. Definitely does. It's not at all. It should always say that. Yes, I am. So it says how to navigate healing and grief. The first thing says seek community. Sharing this with others reduces shame and normalizes the experience. So talking about like just kind of like what we're doing. Wow. I know. Yeah. Honor your old self. Ooh, interesting. Rituals like writing a goodbye letter to your former self for gratitude and for the ways that self helped you survive. That's nice. Yeah. Should do that. Okay, so say 3 things to your old self. Like, get your shit together? No. Or nice things. Oh. To my old self? Like, yeah. Which old self? I got lots of old selves, like my little old self, my teenage old self. I've healed a lot of those pieces. So, well, which one do you think? Well, I guess you survived in different scenarios. Yeah. I don't know. Pick an age. Maybe my 20s. That was probably a pretty rough time. You can see that being pretty rough. You are doing enough. Ew. You are good enough. Wow. You are more than enough. And how did she help you survive? Oh, that bitch. How did she help me survive? Well, she never gave up. That's probably the biggest thing. Because there's, there would have been a lot of reasons to be like, I think I'm done with this, I'm going to let that one go. So I'm going to be done with that. So yeah, I would definitely say, because even into my 30s, there were a couple of times where I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Fuck this shit, you know? Especially when I was working with the feds. I definitely was like, I'm done with life. So, and it was right when I was getting sick. So ironically, I still died, just in a very different way. So
interesting.
yeah, and it still worked out. But I always kind of think of that like interesting window of time of like literally, like I can picture it to this day of being like on the street getting ready to cross the building to go to work, and there would be a bus the same time every single day as there is usually. And I was like, one day I was just like, just do it. Just like step out. Just step out. It'll be fine. And I literally did. Like I like stepped out and I could feel the air of the bus go past me. It was so fucking close. And I remember like falling backwards and thinking like, God damn, like the amount of people that would have seen that and been traumatized from that is what literally like registered for me first. Was like everybody in the bus, not my ass. And then I like kind of giggled because I was like, probably would just like break your legs and not even kill you, and then you're just gonna be pissed because you're not in a wheelchair, you know. And then the crazy thing is that like probably maybe not even a full year after that. Yeah, it was probably way less than that. It was probably just a few months. I started getting sick, and then it was probably about a year after that I like died. So it still happened, just happened in a very different way and a very different process. And it was life-changing in a good way. And thankfully I didn't do anything to take my life. But yeah, so I guess that's how she kept me alive.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, well, closing.
No, motherfucker. Nice try, Dick.
That's funny.
Maybe you should be nice to you right now. Just saying. Got a bit of a dick to herself these days.
Okay, that's enough of that. Whatever.
You know I'm right, motherfucker.
Bit of a dick.
Yeah.
I think, gosh, you're right. There's like so many different like phases of my life that I'm like, you know, y'all make fun of me for being really like nice. And I think I'm not nearly as nice now as I used to be. And I guess not so much like I'm not nice, but I have like healthier boundaries now. Mm. So I can like recognize patterns and be like, nope, don't like that. Don't want to be around that person, you know, or like, don't really like drunk people. So I'm not like down to be around a bunch of fucking drunks all the time like I used to be, or like, oh, this doesn't feel yummy anymore, you know? Yeah. But I think, when my dad died, I think I just like went into survival mode. Like I just shut down, and it was like, keep your head down and like get done whatever you have to as quick as you can to like get through this part of your life. Cause I think if I wasn't like outrageously busy, I don't know if I like would have made it. That was really fucking hard for like multiple reasons. Cause it was like, obviously I just lost my dad, but also I was still like grieving the miscarriage and like, just like the grieving of not being able to like get pregnant, and then like watching my fucking mom crumble. That was awful. So like all three of those things, I was like, oh, I just have to be busy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I
do
can't
all the things.
Yeah. So I think similarly, just like what I would say to that girl is like, just keep going. Like, don't stop, because there's an end in sight. Because it just felt like there wasn't. Like it just felt like this going on and on. Like it was like this never fucking ending cycle. But I think because I just like shut down, I was able to survive that. So like, way to go on being shut down. But just long enough. Because then when I really kind of like, when I came to again, it was like, you're in a really unhappy marriage. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Run.
Yeah, because like my ex-husband, we're friendly now, and he asked me, because like we were in the same house for like 5 years, and then for multiple reasons we ended up moving. We moved into a much bigger house with a much bigger house payment. We moved in on July 10th. I had gallbladder surgery on July 11th. I'm sorry, June 10th and June 11th. And I told him that I wanted a divorce on like October 3rd.
Oh, wow.
It was like,
Damn.
you know, like
Yeah.
so fucking close. And
Yeah.
he's like, why did we even move? If you like were planning to leave me? And I was like, I wasn't planning. Like I had no fucking clue, but it was like one day I just like woke up and I was like, huh. Yeah, no, I'm out. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
Nope. It was like a switch. It just
Yeah.
like,
Interesting.
yeah. Like I hadn't been like planning it or thinking about it or anything. And then I was like,
I think I'm done.
yep, I'm done. And then it was like, I cut like, just like snip.
Wow. Huh. Interesting.
But I was in survival mode and had my fucking head down that whole time. I got my babies out of it.
Right.
But yeah, now like looking back, it was like there was a moment I had like a flip of the switch moment. And then I thought about it for like 3 weeks and I was like, nope, this is not a temporary thing. And now I know. Yeah. It was crazy.
Well, when you know, I guess.
Yeah, and that's
with all things. Like, really.
exactly. And I am that person that I'm very much like, no, that's not going away.
Yeah.
Like I know for sure that's where I'm at.
Yeah. That's how, like, when I was with the feds, I was like, I'm done. Like, there was all these things that they were going to have me do, to prove that I was fucking crazy or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm just fucking done. I could just go today. Like, we don't have to do this. This is done. This has been my dream for years. And I would rather fuck off. I'd rather step in front of a bus. So I got to go. Gotta get the fuck out. You know? So I think it's like in life, like, you just kind of know when you're like, I don't want to, this doesn't feel good. Yeah. But it's hard to get there because it's a really yucky process. It's not fucking fun.
No, it's terrible.
Or easy. And I think it's hard to explain to people sometimes too, or for them to see it from that perspective of like, because I can even though like a marriage and my job were not the same, obviously, but I can remember like when I was leaving the feds, like no one would talk to me. Like people, I walked down the hall and people like just shut their door. Like I couldn't say goodbye to anybody. It was really weird. And these are people I had worked with for years prior with the state and then the feds. And even like looking back now, I can remember like running into somebody and we were having a conversation and he was like, I just don't understand like why you couldn't just keep your mouth shut. Because to him, like the job was so fucking important. And I was like, I don't think you understand. Like I was literally like locked in a fucking office in a different building and not allowed to talk to people because I was like causing trouble. Like saying what you guys are doing is inappropriate. I went to HR and she was like, you should just scream in your car before you get to work. Thank you. It's very helpful. Yeah, and I was like, wow, Lisa. Yeah, fucking nubs, because she had like nubby hands. I was like, you're a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? And so it is like this point where you're just like, I don't fucking care that I had spent 10 years wanting that and working towards that. And just one day I was like, fuck you. I'm out. Here's my shit. I gotta get the fuck out. And then no one would talk to me. And to this day, I've never talked to anybody from there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
I've shared this before, but I had a girlfriend that we were friends for a really long time. And we kind of had like one falling out and then we kind of rekindled after my dad died. And when I told her that I was going to leave my husband, she like to my face was very like supportive and like, oh, that's whatever. And then like kind of like stopped talking to me a little bit. And when I was like, dude, what the fuck? She was like, yeah, I don't agree with the fact that you left your husband. And I'm like, so you just like aren't talking to me?
Right. I'm just dead to you now?
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. And it was really, she's like, I don't agree with like you leaving and And it was just like, but like, even if you don't agree with something that somebody's doing, do you like have to also just like
be a dick?
And like my kids knew her. I'm super protective of like the people that get close to my kids.
Right.
And I don't like the come here, go away shit with my kids. So I don't fucking share my kids with anyone. Yeah. Like my kids, you have been to my kids' birthday parties and it's all adults.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and like 2 or 3 kids, cause like people come and go, but like these people have been around for fucking ever. But yeah, I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's like what's always interesting, even like where we are in the world, where it's like what just happened not too long ago, right? And it's the same thing where it's like, can you just agree and disagree? Like, it doesn't have to, like, I don't have to see eye to eye on all the things, but I also don't have to be like, you're 100% dead to me. I mean, you would really, I try to think sometimes, like, you would really have to shit the bed pretty hard for me to be like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. Or if I don't agree with you, I'm never going to talk to you again. Like, all right, maybe we just don't talk about that. Because there's lots of people in my life that I'm like, oh, I'm not going to have that conversation because I already know. And it's funny because, like, like having a conversation about like politics or anything like that is like off the topic, like off the table with my mom. Like she just doesn't do it. She won't. Like you can't even try to get her to. Whereas my granny will stir the fucking pot all day. Like that's her favorite. She's like, yeah, let's fucking talk about some shit, you know? But it's funny because like she and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and I'll disagree with her. And then that, what seems like a confrontation really like will set my mom off. Like she gets really tight and really uncomfortable. And it's so funny because I'm like, it just because I don't agree with somebody, I can have a conversation or a confrontation, either one, and not go to blows and still be perfectly fine 10 minutes later. So yeah, that's weird that you would just be like, we can't be friends because I don't think you should stay with your husband, which is none of your fucking business.
Yeah, it was interesting. And she wasn't like, we can't be friends, or she just was like, I don't agree with, because she wasn't talking to me.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, dude, where the fuck are you at?
Yeah.
I like left my husband and you were nowhere to be like found. Yeah, like nowhere. And she was just like, yeah, I just like really don't agree with the fact that you left your husband, and like,
but I can't be around anymore.
Right. Well, and then she was like, and I'm going through my own stuff and da da da. And like, it was like, I'm going through my own stuff. I don't agree with what you're doing. So I just fucking
dipped.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I was like,
I don't love that. I don't love that at all.
It was like a 15-year friendship.
Oof. So I don't have friends. I have my best friend, my husband. And then I just let the rest of you hang out with my weirdness.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But yeah, so I don't remember how we got on that, but
oh, the way we always do.
Yeah, it's
random as fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
And there we are. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck your mother. That's interesting.
Yeah, fuck your mother.
Bag of dicks for everybody.
Yeah.
Out there. That's what the moral of the story is. All right. Well, good luck on your healing.
Helio shit.
Now that you've recognized that you should let your husband be nice to you, that you'll be nicer maybe in the coming weeks?
Probably not.
I look forward to that. You've been real enjoyable these last 2 weeks.
Okay. You're such a dick.
You're so grumpy.
I am grumpy. I know. But
I know,
like,
you're so intense. I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
and you're like, I hate it here.
Yeah. I don't hate it here.
I
just,
mean,
like,
in all fairness.
for me, it's just hard for me to like figure out how to help you, which is very uncomfortable for me because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do, and I know I should be doing something because that's what my job is in life, and I don't know, and I'm panicking.
It's so funny.
That's
You're like,
why, that's why today I was like, I want to help.
I know you were like, I just want to help, and I think that maybe this is, I don't know.
I was like, maybe we just burn it all to the ground. That's
I told
fine.
you that,
I
and you
know.
were like, you don't want to do that, and I was like, yes,
because you
fuck.
really don't, and I know you don't. But then also, like, what else to do?
Now you're like, could we burn it to the ground so that it's less fucking
'Cause
stressful
I knew
for everybody?
if I said that, you would be like, no, and then I was like, there you go. There's your answer, fucker. The answer is no. So how do we get our shit together?
Fucking try it.
I just had to like fucking do the opposite side. What do they call it? Reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, that's what I did today.
I
That's
know,
why
you
I
were
was
so
like,
funny. You were like, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
really
like, maybe
know.
we just burn it to the ground and we never do it again. And you're like, I don't want that to happen. And I'm like,
I don't, but I also
There's
do
your
want
answer,
it to burn to the ground.
motherfucker.
But you have to admit, admittedly, the circumstance with the event that we're trying to throw is very frustrating.
yeah, this is how I felt about the fucking golf tournament. Where I was just like, I hate everyone and I hate everything. And it was a much smaller feat. So yeah, I can literally understand. Times 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted
But
to kill everyone.
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be nicer.
That looks so mean.
It's true. I am trying. I am trying.
Well, here's exactly like what we were talking about. Like this is the stuff people don't talk about.
Right.
Is like when you're working on shit and you're healing and you're figuring things out while big things are also happening.
Yeah.
You're just you're a little grumpy.
I'm super
And that's
grumpy.
okay.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
did,
okay, too.
And we were talking about it. And this was not last night, but I think the night before or two. It was super recent, like in the last three nights or so. And he was like, he said the thing. And I like, without even looking at him, I was like, I see what's happening. And I was like, in trying to protect you, I'm squeezing you very hard. And I'm really
Breaking all
sorry.
the things.
I know. I even got like, my eyes got watery. I didn't cry. But
Shocking.
they got like glazed a little bit. And I was like,
There's just a mist. In
yeah,
here.
it was just, they got moist. And I was like, damn. And I said, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
It wasn't
That was
like, it was
nice,
just like, yeah, but it took me a minute. And then I saw it, like I heard what I was saying and like I could see it. That's usually what happens. It's
Yeah.
like I'm a total douchebag and I'm like, always, no, I'm fucking right. You're an idiot. That's who I am. And I don't say mean things like that. But I do, if I don't have anything nice to say, I'll just get quiet, which he doesn't like.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's not fun.
But I'll tell you, like, I don't have anything nice to say. And we're just going to sit here in silence.
gonna be
Because I've
uncomfortable.
said some shitty shit. Like I've said some shitty things to people, like not like recently, not even in the last decade, but when I was younger, I would get mean because like really fucking mean. And I would say really hurtful things. And then I would like watch it crush people. And then I'd be like, oh, can't take that back. Like you'll never take that back.
Right.
So now I just don't, I just won't even say anything. I'm like, oop, if I get quiet, I'm pissed. And then you just got to like, let me
sit with
fix my shit. And then we can have a conversation. And he's like, we should have a conversation now. And I'm like, the fuck we should. I'm going to say mean shit.
Yeah, you're like, this is going to get real ugly.
Like, oh, you don't want
quick.
that. You don't want that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, I see what's happening here.
But I think that's good too. Like, that's a healthy thing to recognize. Like, we should stop with the conveation because I have a hard time with that. I just want to keep going.
Yeah, I'm like, you can keep talking, but I will say nothing.
In my mind, if we keep going, you'll never leave me, which is the attachment shit. So that's where, and we don't fight that way anymore. We don't hardly fight at all right now. Like we'll get irritated with each other sometimes, but like in our first like year or two, we fought, just because we were both like and this is like what I tell people, like,
well, you're growing.
Your mirrors, right? Your mirrors in a relationship, and whatever triggers you is your shit that you're looking at in your partner that is fucking rubbing up against your shit. So you're figuring each other out. You're bringing all your baggage to each other and trying to like work on it. But we're much better now where I'll like recognize like he's not going anywhere and I don't need to crawl up his ass and fight until nobody has any air left in them because that's not necessary, nor is it fucking healthy or is it ever gonna work out.
Yeah.
No,
it fucking sucks.
But that's hard. And it's and it's funny because even though logically I 100% know that, there are still moments where I like feel that twinge and I'm like, no, we have to fight to the death because you'll leave me. And then it's like, can you slow the fuck down?
Can you shut the fuck up? It's not going to happen.
I'm like, calm down, bitch. Bring it down a notch,
Yeah.
But I think that's hard. And then there, like I said, there are other people in my life that have not healed their shit. And I'll get around them and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this today and not light this on fire.
Yep.
And as like the year goes on and I get more tired and then the week goes on and I get more fucking tired, the amount of fucks that I have is so barren, like my mother. And so it's very difficult, because I'm just like, oh, fuck, I don't know if I'm going to light this on fire.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have big hands, so there are not many fucks.
Yeah. No.
And I have to save those fucks that I give for my kids and my husband.
Yeah, exactly.
And my business, because if I don't give any fucks about my business, it'll go under. So I don't know if you guys know that or not. If you don't give a fuck, it just doesn't exist. So it's really hard when you're like, fuck, man, everybody sucks. Could you suck less?
Yeah, or somebody will say something and I'm like, ooh, God, I can't tell you how much I'm rather like imagining you under the wheel of my car right now.
And instead you're like,
yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, that's great. I hate it here. And it's funny because like, I think that's something I always laugh about, like that I've learned a lot in like both just being an introvert and being neurodivergent is how much masking and being a woman and being a very late diagnosed neurodivergent. And when I say neurodivergent, I don't mean just like one, like I'm the whole fucking umbrella. So
I am neurodivergent.
yeah, I'm like the queen of it. Like I'm like with the umbrella and it is me with all the things hanging in my face. Like, just pick one of them, and I fucking wear it.
And you're like, and I am that.
I am. I'm like, do you? Yes, I have all of them. Just give me the fucking umbrella, because I am it. So it's interesting to, like, know that more now and, like, accept it more, but also recognizing how much energy it takes to be like, oh, my God, it's so good to see everybody. And then I get home, and I'm like, I hate it all.
I need a nap. I know.
So I think that's part of, too, is, like, in the healing is recognizing who you really are versus like who you kind of have to be sometimes, which is okay. But then where do you shift that and making sure that who you really are or who you really need to be, you have a safe place to do that or a safe tribe to do that with.
Yeah.
And that's helped a lot. And this year, probably in and of itself, I've been very blessed to like have an amazing support with my husband and my amazing support with my tribe where I'm allowed to be like, I fucking hate everything, but I still love a lot of people.
Yeah, you're like, this is just who I am today.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm just going to really fucking hate it all and then love you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not. So I think that's probably part of what I would tell people too is like, as you're healing, is like, where do you give yourself the grace that you would normally give to fucking everybody else?
Yep.
You know, and allow that. And I'm reading this book, shocker.
What?
I know, because I'm getting certified in trauma focused CBT. Yeah. In October, I'll be certified. Boop, boop, out it for the year. And fucking wall. But one of the things they talk about is like this activity that you can do, because in TFCBT you work with both the parent and the child in whatever trauma they've had. And you can do this thing. It's an activity called the best friend activity, where you act like the client and the client acts like your best friend, and like what advice they would give you. So you say what the client says, like, I'm the worst mom ever and I'm such a piece of shit. And then the client has to be like, no, you're a great mom. You've tried everything. And it's like, could you do that for yourself sometimes? So recommendation number 1 for your ass.
Okay. Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah. So, all right. Do you want to give advice to the peeps?
I don't think so.
Oh. She probably shouldn't, actually. She should not. Maybe next week. Maybe next week.
I am the people.
Anything else?
I am. Okay, I would say. I don't know. Like, take time. Like.
Heal thy shit.
Heal thy shit. No, like, take time to see like how far you have come. Even if you're like, fuck, it's failing, whatever it is, or I'm failing, or whatever the fuck. Like, this is really cliche, but I definitely like read this meme the other day and I was like, oh, okay, like hit me in the feels for just a minute. And I'm sure like so many people have read it and like heard it, but it's like the person that you were 5 years ago was like praying or wishing to become the person you are now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh.
That whore.
It's so true.
Bitches everywhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I saw something like that where it was like, be grateful for the exhaustion that you prayed for to create what you have now, or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, fuck off. Yes.
I know. That's exactly, yeah. I know. Yep.
Yeah, because it is hard. I think, you know, it sounds also kind of like cliche-ish or dumb, but when you can do gratitude as often as possible, I do think that helps a lot with like healing. Because like even when all things are really yucky, if you have just like a teeny bit of gratitude for some of the things, even some of the bad, like dying, I died and it was literally one of the best things that could have happened. I highly recommend it. You should come back though. That's the other part of that.
Yeah, that's the second half.
That's the other part, is you want to make sure you die and come back. But I'm very grateful for that. You know, and it's so funny because like I'll say that, I'm like, oh yeah, I died, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I mean, it was like the best thing that could have ever happened. And they're like, I have to go. And I'm like, is that uncomfortable? And it is. All my trauma is uncomfortable for most people. That's why you're the only one that can sit here. So I would definitely say do some gratitude, even if it's teeny tiny fucking thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be big shit.
Yeah.
You know?
My daughter Lila and I, she actually started it. It's so funny, but we were like, so every night I do affirmations with both the girls before we go to sleep, and we say, Lila is beautiful, Lila is smart, all that. And then she says, Mommy, what was your favorite part of the day?
Oh.
And I always tell her every single night, I tell her, seeing your beautiful face. And she's like, you say that a long time. You say that all the times. And I'm like, well, it's true. And she's like, give me another one. Oh. And then I like tell her something else. And then she's like, my favorite part was whatever, like eating chicken nuggets or whatever it is. But we have started it, and it's just Lila and I that do that.
Funny. But
yeah, she is always, Mommy, what was your favorite part of the day?
I like that.
I know. And it was so cute. I'm like, oh, damn, you smart fucking 4-year-old.
Yeah. What's your rose for the day? Yeah. I like that. No, that is good. Well, that's why when people are like, oh, I have to do gratitude, like it's these giant things. I'm like, it could be just the fact that you woke up and had coffee.
Yeah.
The fact you didn't shit your pants.
Yep.
That's fine. I'm very much grateful for not doing that anymore.
And yeah. Like, I've fucking been there.
I'm really grateful I don't have to have the bathroom codes to every bathroom in town anymore.
Yeah.
That's nice, you know? Simple things.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be big.
Yeah. I hear. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, heal your shit.
All right. Well, where's your animal fact?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna do otters. I know I've talked about otters before, but they're my favorite, so fuck off. We're doing it again. Did you know?
Are they the ones with the pockets?
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm going to talk about. But I'm also going to tell you this. Did you know that sea otters have more fur per square inch than any other mammal?
No.
You're welcome. And because of that, for them, swimming like underwater is the hard part, not floating. Floating is very easy for them. So they have like these little like in their pocket where they also keep their favorite rocks because they're definitely autistic. Also, they are able to move air like throughout their fur, which will help them to get under the water because they have so much fur. It's really hard for them to learn. So when babies are learning, the moms aren't worried about them floating. They're worried about them learning how to like get underwater. So they have to really like shove them under there and teach them. But then when you see an otter who's like out of the water and they're like rolling like this, it's because they're moving the air out of their fur. because it's like stuck. And then when they poop and they pee, they like jiggle their butts. Deek, deek, deek. So they like Cardi B it. Deek, deek, deek while they poop. It's fucking hilarious. And they make different sounds depending on like if they're excited, if they're angry. They have like different verbalizations depending on how they feel about certain things. But my favorite is that they have a pocket in their little armpit where they get to put their favorite rocks. And they will sometimes hold on to the same rock their entire life because they're definitely autistic. So they just collect their little rocks. It's so great. I fucking love otters. They're my favorite.
Wow.
I'm gonna get a service otter. And like
A
little vest.
service otter.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a
Okay.
little vest on him. Oh, that would be the best. Oh, Steve the service otter.
Steve the service otter. Shut the fuck up.
That would be
That's
the
great.
best. Yeah, and he would just like pull out his little rock and be like, it was so cute. And then he'd poop. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop.
And you have to clean up the poop.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck. My husband did send me the funniest video the other day of a sloth pooping in water, and he's like holding on to like, I don't even know, it's like a branch or something. And he's just like over the water. The water's like barely underneath him, and he's totally pooping, and he just like smiles at the camera, and you're like, I fucking love that sloth. He's like, I'm dropping a deuce in this water. Very slowly.
Slowly. Yeah, everything happens slowly.
Everything's slow,
It's
except
all
for
very
swimming.
slow.
They swim fast.
Oh,
Yeah, you're welcome for that. So you got 2. So yeah, all right. Okay.
2 animal facts.
May your healing journey piss off whoever the fuck it should, or something like that.
Petty-luya. Yeah, that part we know. Whoever the fuck it should.
Yeah, whoever. Fuck off with that. Bag of dicks. Bye, guys.